Welcome everyone to another edition of Smacked Up Wrestling Podcast. As usual, leave a like, a sub, and any comments on any of the videos on the Gaming Vault and any of the videos, because YouTube's fucked in the line about it! Mate, did you see this? Before I get into all the wrestling stuff...
Right, I don't know anything about the YouTube, but I'm just here to talk shite for you.
I know, but I'll tell you this, right, and I know you'll get a laugh at this, right? They released a video claiming there's nothing wrong. Nothing.
There is?
There is something wrong, because we gained subscribers since the Transformers video. If anybody is just listening to us for the wrestling podcast, please check out that Transformers podcast. That was amazing. I was proud of that. We got subscribers out of that, mate.
Because it was a belter.
We lost subscribers 2 days later.
How?
Nobody knows. It's a glitch. And then we get one back. It's so fucked up. It's happening to everybody. They're saying there's nothing wrong with the system. There's nothing there. But apparently some of these things have been in the system since 2012.
Jeez,
and there's Tony starting. So, YouTube's fucked, everybody. So please just leave a comment, just the usual stuff. That's all I can say. Check us out on Facebook. Leave us a like there. We've got some breaking news, massive news for British wrestling today. But because me and Martin's been quite busy, and the fact that you're getting the podcast on the Thursday instead of the usual Raw and SmackDown, we're just going to hit the main points for Raw and SmackDown, because it has been a couple of days, but really we want to talk about the British side. That's massive.
We knew there was a press conference coming today. We didn't know quite what was expected. There was rumours of a WWE UK Classic tournament, which weren't too far off the mark in the end. Basically, we're looking at a WWE Great Britain or United Kingdom title. Yeah. It's going to have
the title's
it's the best title they've made in a long time.
Yep. It's very WCW. That's what I like about it. It's like, see, like the old school.
Aye, when a belt looked like a belt, and no a fucking toy.
Yes.
So the idea is of a 2-day tournament. Now, for some reason, WWE used the O2 Arena in London to announce that they're going to use a wee shite house in Blackpool.
Yep.
The lineup for the tournament, I have literally heard of 3 of the people participating.
See, I've only heard of Wolfgang.
Well, that's because it's up here, ICW, but you've got the likes of Pete Dunne, Trent Seven, again, ICW, but he also works Progress, where Pete Dunne works.
Yeah.
And Progress is a big deal down in London.
Yeah.
A very big deal. One of the best companies in the country, run by Jim Smallman, who is one of the best wrestling minds Britain's produced. He actually started as a stand-up as well, and then got into that, and he just did it for fun, gave the guys a place for them to work. And then it just exploded for them.
Yeah.
Much in the same way Dallas did with ICW. Anyway, so we're guessing just now, and as I say, I know it's guesswork, but you'll need to bear with us, as details are still coming out, and we'll probably have more on Saturday for you.
Yeah. When we do,
we know there was tryouts in Glasgow.
Well, see, this
god-awful tapings.
This is the thing, mate. Let's we'll touch on that quickly. A major part, and like I said to you on the phone, nobody else has spoke about this. We were the only fucking podcast I've known in the UK, like, for certain parts. I don't think ICW podcast would tell people this, but we knew there was tryouts for WWE. We didn't know what they were for, if it was going for NXT. We knew ITV was bringing back World of Sport. That was that was out there, so we knew that. This makes more sense. And see, when you sent me the stuff about what World of Sport are giving the independent wrestlers, obviously they still keep their indie contracts, they can wrestle in ICW, the What Culture one, anywhere they're wrestling they can still wrestle, but they're given healthcare, which WWE don't. You have to look after yourself, basically. Hence the reason
you've also got employment rights.
Yes, so...
Whereas what WWE are presenting is basically a 0 hours contract.
Yep. That's basically it. It's fuck as hell, Tony. And it's just, this is the thing, because like some of the people I've never heard of on it, it made sense why that has now came out, because if you're an independent wrestler, right, well, obviously you've got Grado and that goes to Impact Wrestling, okay, Grado and Drew Galloway. It won't be far long till Jack Jester's there. He's no far.
I don't know about that.
Do you think?
Just because he's gimmick.
Oh, the gimmick. But wrestling-wise, I mean, if he changed his gimmick...
Oh, I mean, he's perfectly capable. He's one of the best in the country, but that gimmick is not endearing to Americans in particular. That country is too stuck up about that stuff.
So...
Ironically, with a stick up their ass about it. Oh.
So if you take stuff like that, mate, what ITV were offering, it made sense why they didn't get... I'm going to say big names, the independent scene.
That's exactly what they're missing, because they have 3 big names.
Aye.
And even at that, no disrespect to Wolfgang, but outside ICW, I don't think there's many people who could tell you who he is.
No, well, that's the thing. It's totally... We seen this coming. We kind of seen this coming, and we've kept quiet about it. I don't know if you'll listen. Like, I spoke to you offline, mate. I've had massive internet fucking issues. I was going to let Dead on Dave know. Anybody check out Dead on Dave for his wrestling stuff as well. Guys, he's brilliant. He does a lot of nerd stuff as well. Really funny guy. And we were going to speak about it. Unfortunately, my internet didn't connect. So he was going to find it as well, because a lot of the American podcasters didn't know about the ITV side.
Yeah.
They didn't know about that.
They don't know what the big deal it is, because see, with WWE, like, obviously they've a bit disadvantage in that Raw's on at 1 in the morning here, usually.
Yes.
And that even when the old days when they were on at like 10 on a Friday, you're still looking at an audience probably about 150,000, 200,000 at its peak.
Plus you're
the people who stuck about are the hardcore.
Yeah, you're 5 days behind as well.
Yeah, so having Raw moved to a Monday, and given that the people who stuck with Raw are from, they were teenagers when it really got big.
Yeah.
Most of them are working. They don't want to be up at 3 in the morning on a Monday watching a 3-hour show. So you go to DVR and all that, right? But that's not even the biggest problem. The biggest problem is they're on Sky Sports, and Sky Sports simply isn't worth the money anymore.
No.
And like, they don't even have I'm sure they still show some of the B pay-per-views, but that's what the network's for. And a Sky Sports subscription's about 40 quid. You can get the network for £10 a month, and every Raw highlight, every SmackDown highlight, every single important thing that happens is on Facebook and YouTube. Everything.
Are you plugging this?
ITV...
Mate, we don't get paid off WWE. Don't fucking plug them. But
still,
you're right, though.
ITV,
you're all right.
Biggest commercial station in Britain. They have, X Factor finals and the likes, and your Downtown Abbey or whatever.
Yeah.
You're looking at 15 million viewers.
Coronation Street as well, mate.
20 million viewers.
Aye.
That's insane. It's not even comparable. So they stick this on at 4 o'clock New Year's Eve. See, even if they get a fraction of your average ITV audience, they've still bent WWE over the table, and just stuck their finger up there, and just went, "This is how it goes now." So WWE have shat it, and I'll tell you right now, taking talent off of the other companies and locking them up to exclusive contracts and using them for a show, which, if things go their absolute best possible for the network, would only have 1.5 million viewers in total, because there's no more subscribers than that. What's the fucking point?
You called
What's
this,
the fucking point?
You called this in a couple of podcasts ago. You called this. We spoke about it, and again, I've not heard any other podcast talk about this. And that's the whole reason I think. I'm not saying no disrespect to Grado. I don't know if his character would work in WWE. It gets over okay in Impact.
I mean, if your average American could understand his accent, which he does his best to modify, he's easily in that Santino role.
He's bad as me with the Glaswegian accent. I try my best now to slow down.
He could fit in that Santino role, which is guaranteed.
Oh, you'll get laughs.
Appearances every week. You get a wee spot in the pay-per-views. You make good money, and you'll be the guy that they go to for like sort of, special appearances and all that. But his accent is going to be in the way, and I'm sure he knows that, which is why he went to TNA.
I mean, it's when you look at stuff like that and who they got. You said it. This will be a fuck you to World of Sport. with them try to snap up some of the talent. In a way, I'm kind of happy they didn't get some of the great talent.
Yep.
Because, see what I find insulting, and no disrespect to the guys there, Drew Galloway.
Aye, I know, you're right.
He is probably the best British wrestler at the moment.
Oh, there's no doubt.
There's no doubt.
He is
the best.
Right there. I mean, if anybody doubts it, I would just refer them to that promo that I was raving about a few weeks ago, the night before Fear and Loathing, where he comes out and convinced everyone that he was done.
So then,
until
if a lot of American listeners haven't followed him since he's left in WWE, he got quite a good push in NFL. We don't know why.
Well, I do.
On you go.
It's out there. Well, remember that Tiffany lassie, the diva who was there for the proverbial 5 minutes?
His ex-wife.
Aye.
Yeah.
Because one SummerSlam weekend, she was kicking up hell. Apparently, he'd been out drinking or something, and she kicked fuck at him. And of course, Drew, being
Scottish,
one, a good guy, two, a massive bastard, didn't he hit her back?
I remember. Oh fuck! What did she do now? Is she still in the wrestling scene? I know she was Playboy.
She did TNA for a bit, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's still... Anyway, so she basically caused a scene and was trying to attack him and all this. And him being him, he just, he lets her come at him and all that, and he just, that's it, dealt as far as he's concerned. But when it comes to somebody like Vince, if you don't stand up for yourself, you're weak. I mean, the thing is, if Drew went against everything that he was raised, as, and then struck her back, he's out in his arse.
I mean,
if Drew does nothing, he's pretty much out in his arse, ends up with a 3-man band on it, and nobody in the company gives him that push that he clearly deserved.
I mean, if you look at... people might not take... The indie scene in Britain just now is probably the biggest indie scene.
It's the best in the world.
It's the best, it's the best in the world. So, with, say, Drew Galloway, TNA champion, is he still the IC? No, he was the ICW champion. Sorry, I forgot there's somebody else now. That was Wolfgang in the main event.
Yep.
So if you take all these things and who they've got, people think, I'd like to say, mate, it's great for British wrestling, but I don't think it is.
It's not at all. This is the worst possible thing. Yes, we got lucky in that shiters have signed up, right? The proverbial shiters, should I say. Because if somehow WWE had spent the serious money, their main roster contract kind of money,
yes,
they'd have got a lot more.
Oh, no, I agree with you, mate.
And that would have damaged everything here. It would have damaged it for the companies. It would have fucked
that's one of the things you said about the back catalogues. If they bought into ICW, the Evolve, the other indies, and they bought their back catalogues, and then you get to watch this, but then it fucks the buy rates they say ICW get. We know there's got to be a women's tournament. We know this is coming, which would make sense of how we kind of know some of this shit.
Aye.
I'm not going to name drop. But I don't think it's great. I genuinely don't think it's great.
Not at all.
People, some British fans might see it as, this is great for, say, the British wrestlers.
See, if somebody says that this is a good thing, all I'm going to need to do is direct them to what happened in the 90s to every fucking company that even slightly rivaled them and where they ended up.
And Martin, it's not even that. Direct them to the British wrestlers that's on the roster.
Aye.
Look at
them. And where was WWE when British wrestling was shite? Before this talent explosion, before people started making their names, I'll tell you what they were doing. They were coming here once a year to patronise us with a fucking taxi and red phone box on the stage and having people drinking tea in the ring.
Yes.
That's where they were. And now people have made a name, they've made a scene, and they're trying to come in and take over and crush it because they don't give a shit that it damages them in the long run. They need to be number one.
Like I said, even at the Raw and SmackDown Live, they even fucking patronised us, mate, still, because they never done fucking anything. They never done anything. Oh,
not even that. What did New Day come out? No, as fun as it was, when you're looking at it from this angle, what did New Day dress up as?
Braveheart.
Aye. A film that's over 20-year-old wasn't even slightly realistic, and then they use Scottish accents for want of a better term. Sounded like retarded pirates, personally.
Aye, it never sounded like Scottish.
No harm to them, it was quite entertaining. But when you look at it on paper, it's patronising.
In the past while, with British wrestling has been shite, yeah, you're right. You had all this from...
And, sorry, secondly, the Hydro's been open for 2-3 years now.
Yes.
That arena, right? WWE never bothered coming here till a local company ran it.
Mate, no, they were there 2 years ago.
Aye, for a TV show.
Oh no, TV show. Sorry. Yeah, exactly. That's it. And like you said, I didn't look at it like that way, mate. I seen where you were coming from. I think this might be a good podcast here, mate, because we're kind of disagreeing on a lot of things, but I'm agreeing with you now. You said they tried to fuck our ICW. I didn't know at the time. I was like, are they really?
Mm-hmm.
But now...
At that time, it was deliberate, as I was saying at the time.
Now it makes perfect sense.
They're going to look at, right, what's on? Oh, look, there's wrestling shows on. What's on? WWE Raw, WWE SmackDown, ICW Fear and Loathing the week after. Well, I've heard of Raw, so I'll go and have a look at what that's like. That was the entire cynical idea behind it. It was to try and gouge ticket sales for people who would maybe go along to a wrestling show that wouldn't normally. And it didn't work because they underestimated ICW.
I mean, let's take it. If we take one positive about the tournament, the belt is lovely. The belt is lovely. It's like an old WCW belt. I like it.
Let's don't forget here. It's not only a tournament. It's going to become a weekly TV show, which opens up the next question. Now, we've seen the 16 guys that are on the stage. We'll post the roster on the Facebook page. As I say, if you've heard of them, more power to you. I don't have a fucking clue who most of them are. Right. So, see these guys. Mm-hmm. If WWE is running a weekly show from now on until whenever, are they... No, sorry, we've heard that these contracts had tied them to exclusive deals with shite money, right? Are these still exclusive deals? I mean, Wolfgang, for example, right now is ICW World Champion. Trent Seven, who just recently was going on about how he considers ICW his home promotion, is still the #1 contender there. And they're going to have a match in Newcastle at the Square Go next month.
So they won't be there.
But equally next month, before the Square Go, is this tournament.
It's fucked up, mate, and that's how I'm happy some of the other wrestlers...
My question is,
sorry, on you go.
Are these contracts definitely exclusive? Are WWE going to let them wrestle elsewhere? And if so, are they going to be allowed to wrestle for companies that do internet streaming? Or pay-per-views?
I think we're going to have to wait and see, mate, because
if that's the case, then you can bet you're a bloody ass that Trent's out of that title match and Wolfgang's dropping it.
I mean, other things people are saying, right, and we've got to clear this up right now because I think people are not... This is American viewers, right, so we can help them. People are talking about Finn Balor and like, say, Sheamus being in this tournament. The only one name it came up, well, Neville did come up as well. I forgot Neville.
Well, what about Jack Gallagher and Noam Dar?
Well, that was the other two. It did come up, which we can agree. Yes, Noam Dar, Jack Gallagher, Neville can participate. They could very easily participate in it. Sheamus and Finn Balor can't. They're not British.
Well, there's already Irish people in this, like Pete Dunne. They don't give a fuck. See, remember, as far as WWE concerned, the UK has Ireland in it, but not Scotland. Remember all the old adverts? Here comes WWF's tour of the United Kingdom and Scotland, and then part of the United Kingdom leg was Ireland, as in the Republic of. You know, these people aren't good at geography.
Plus, on top of that, I can't see Finn Balor dropping to something like that. When he's back, he's top of the card. He's top card in Raw. So, it's...
Do you know, the one thing I do like about this weekly show starting is that Nigel McGuinness is going to be on commentary.
Oh, that's amazing. That was brilliant.
There is no one more deserving of finally getting a spot in WWE than him, because it was a fucking crime what happened to that guy.
Well, what Dead on Dave spoke about, and you know, I agree with mate. See, obviously British wrestling, you were 100% back on this. Is the fact Michael Cole shouldn't be doing the commentating.
I mean, why the hell is he?
Should be
I mean,
William
you've got
Regal.
Moro Ronaldo
He
there.
should be
You've
William
got Tom
Regal.
Phillips there.
William Regal, mate, along with...
Well, even if Regal is presumably very busy with NXT and the scouting and all that, yes, I would love to see him there. But when you've got somebody like Morrow, when you've got Tom Phillips, who's somebody that they've put in SmackDown to get him more experience, even though what all he does is shill things, that would be ideal for him to slip into, because you've got McGuinness there to tell him the facts and figures and be the heel, and Phillips to play the straight guy and call the action.
I mean, if McGuinness was heel, fair enough, that kind of rules out
It's
William...
because McGuinness is always heel.
I was going to say,
that.
that kind of rules out William Regal, because...
He's a villain.
He's a villain, no matter what, he's always a villain, and I love the guy. His commentating was legendary back at the start of NXT. He's one of the greatest commentators I've heard, and why he never go...
It's because he actually goes into why a move that maybe looks
he
shit.
tells a story. I tell you that, I mean, the move, like you said, move looks shit, he'll tell you a story why it looks shit.
Aye, but he'll tell you what they're targeting and what the idea behind it is, even if, and then he'll have like the excuse, they've maybe not locked it all the way in there, but that's what they're going for. That's what I like to hear in the commentary.
McGuinness will be brilliant. That is...
Oh, absolutely.
That is...
He's had plenty of experience commentating for Ring of Honor.
Yes.
On top of the fact that he's just a natural speaker, and honestly, it's a crime that his body gave out on him.
Yes.
Because see, right now, we'd be talking about multi-time world champion Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah. I mean,
he'd be one of their biggest stars. The guy just has too much charisma.
I mean, sticking to this subject, I mean, people were bringing up Wade Barrett. Would Wade Barrett come back? What would this title mean? Will we finally see a British world champion?
Yeah.
No, it won't happen. We've had Irish, but I really doubt we'll have a British. I'll be surprised. The closest we got was Wade Barrett, and they buzzed that. Well, John Cena buzzed that up. The Triple H is then he's the one that's behind all this. He done the right thing with the Cruiserweight Championship. Raw fucked it. That's my worry again. They've got good guys there.
Be having this British Championship on Raw or SmackDown.
Well, that's we don't know. We don't. If they do, mate, see if they do. Say it's on SmackDown. Just say for talk's mate. Like you have the two matches of 205. Say they have one, right? The British. Because is there any British wrestlers on SmackDown just now?
Fuck, I don't know. No,
just Becky
the only
Lynch.
one that's on the roster that I can think of right now is Neville and Gallagher and Dar, and they're all on Raw.
So say they have one match on SmackDown, right? Which that's okay. My worry is right. Triple H is doing the right fucking hinge just now. He's trying to. WWE is still in the dark age of certain things with Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn in production. Triple H is, as much as people can fucking badmouth him, you've got to give the guy credit. He knows he's fucking wrestling.
Well, it's the same with Vince though. No one has ever made more money in wrestling, and no one has ever cost themselves more money in wrestling.
That's the thing. I mean, if you think how bad WWE were, and since Triple H has been put in that spot, a lot of people's now turned back into WWE because of NXT and the way they've changed the way you look at a wrestler. I mean, that video you sent me of Braun Strowman, right? Mm-hmm. Fuck me.
I know.
That I've never seen. A guy nearly 7 foot tall do a Shawn Michaels kick-up flip. Never seen it, and it was perfect. Never seen it before.
Aye, I know. It's crazy. Everyone them do a kip up like that. It's just, it blows my mind that somebody that size can, and not only do it, but do it so fucking crisply. Triple
H has got a well-oiled machine down in Orlando. Cruiserweight Classics was fucking awesome. Raw ruined it, and this is my worry. We know they don't have the best British talent with this tournament. We know that because there's still a lot better ones out there. I genuinely think what you said a couple of weeks ago, and now it's came true with this championship. ITV's deal seems a lot better.
Yeah,
It seems a lot
because
better.
they're actually taking care of the talent, and the talent can work wherever and still appear on stream or on iPay-per-view the way an independent contractor actually should. Now, the thing about WWE zero-hour contract thing, if they do that in a similar way that they've done in the US, it's not going to fly here. It's simply not legal. It's just simply illegal.
I mean,
so if they try that and somebody challenges it, like one of the other companies, it won't cost them that much to do it.
No, I know.
Especially if they all group up, or if What Culture decide that, right, fuck it, we're having this. You challenge that with pennies to them, and it would fuck WWE up, rightfully so.
I mean, it is great news. I mean, I want people to. I don't want people.
It's great that people go places to work, but when it's limiting things for everyone,
that's the thing.
Too much
nobody kind of knows what we know. The ITV thing's public knowledge. We kind of knew about the tryouts.
Aye.
So there's so many things that it will work in its favour. It is good news for British wrestling. It is good news.
It isn't.
No, but what I mean is, no.
It doesn't matter if it's got people watching, right? Because it's such a limited audience, having it only the network.
I don't mean. This is what I was going to say there. It's no for that product. What I mean is, say for talking's sake, they watch them. Where did they come from? This is their independent.
But the thing is, the people that have the network are the hardcore who already know about this stuff.
Some of the Americans don't know, mate. That's the thing.
But this isn't limiting, this isn't exposing to a big audience. If anything, it's giving them a very limited audience in other countries. Whereas, see if they stuck to their iPay-per-views and their streaming services. Let's see ICW, for example. That is now on television in over 100 countries. And it's got an hour-long weekly show, which is actually incredibly popular in certain areas. Like, Canada can't get enough of it. Italy fucking love it. Like, absolutely love it. And they're limiting their potential audience to see them compared to what they would get working indies, working for many different companies, being on like the likes of YouTube, never mind normal TV with certain places. They've got a bigger audience out with the WWE Network than what they've got with the WWE Network. It's not an unlikely event that whoever's on this ends up in one of the main shows, which isn't going to happen. We'll just get this clear to know. It's not going to happen except when WWE's over here once or twice a year. You'll maybe get a special attraction match.
I might. You could probably see the champion, mate. That's.
They're not going to pay for that guy, whoever he is, to fly out monthly.
What I mean,
it's not going to happen.
Like you said, there's like 1.5 million subscribers to the network.
Aye.
Mate, I will guarantee you, I will be surprised if they get 5,000 views.
Absolutely, and we'll never know. But I'm telling you right now, this whole thing, it's just WWE's really cynical attempt, and half-arsed at best, to corner a market that they've already lost. Because everybody knows their tricks now. We've seen what happened to America.
Well, fair play to ITV, and fair play to the guys that stuck to the British side.
Aye. They're the only things that have given...
That's no disrespect to the guys. That's no disrespect to the guys that's done that. It's a chance to be in WWE. I can
understand, but then that's also why they were called mark contracts.
It's one of ones where we'll have to wait and see how it pans out over the course of time.
Right now, I'm going to be cynical as fuck because there's really no reason to be anything except that.
Like you said, mate, you called this a couple of weeks ago. Bang on, you were right. You explained about there was tryouts. Was it going to be developmental? We didn't know. Some of the people that were there, they're amazing athletes.
Do you know what I mean? That's why WWE are here, but they waited till they broke out to fucking do it.
Yes.
They weren't here when this country needed help.
They weren't here to help. It's quite surprising.
They waited till somebody put the fucking effort in, and they've came in to try and snatch up the glory undeservingly.
Do you know? I think it's quite ironic. A couple of days, the news of what ITV's doing for the wrestlers, then boom, this is here.
I also think that it was very ill-advised on WWE's part for this to get to this stage because everybody knows that the ITV contracts are obviously going to be better than anything WWE offers. WWE think that they can just get away with what they've been doing in the States because there wasn't competition. They offered shite terms to everybody they employed, and we all know how that shook out. Look at CM Punk, look at Daniel Bryan's situation. A guy who's healthy can take, every doctor except the ones that work for WWE. We'd be watching Daniel Bryan matches, the new worldwide, if he wasn't stuck with that contract.
The CM Punk one, I think, is probably the strongest one because he basically... I didn't really know about the contracts, mate. I knew... To me, I thought they were just tied in. I didn't know... No, you're independent, but you can only wrestle for WWE, so you're not technically independent.
Oh, you're not an independent contractor at all.
He exposed quite a lot of that contract. And that's how when I was reading the thing about ITV, you posted up, and then this came out, and I'm like, who? Apart from Wolfgang, who the fuck are these guys? Because it's like there was so many other better wrestlers. I'm not saying they're bad wrestlers. I don't want to disrespect them.
I don't know enough about them to tell you.
But it's like you now see what's happened, and see in a way. Do you know what? It is a big fuck you to WWE. Probably they deserve it because they have treated British wrestling for years like shite. Do you know what I mean?
This whole thing's just going to be a mess. They've started weak in their attempt to corner it. If this is going to be on, like, let's see if they went to, say, Channel 5 and said, we're going to offer you this. We want you to go up against World of Sport with it. We'll give you the talent. We'll give you the shows. We'll produce it all off our own backs. You get an air slot. That is the only way you could approach this to compete with ITV.
It's the only way you could have done it. The fact that
instead they put it in their network, which isn't going to get them their subscribers because, quite frankly, nobody knows who these people are.
No, and
even here. I know there's plenty of people who know a lot more about British wrestling than me, but as I say, there's 3 guys there I've heard of.
It doesn't... I want it to succeed, mate, in the sense I want British wrestling and WWE to succeed, but...
See, for British wrestling to succeed, at this point, it has to come at WWE's cost.
Yes.
They have to lose out here.
Yes.
Look,
yes, totally.
ITV's thing could be absolutely shite. I've heard some mixed things about it, like people not being allowed to chant and stuff like that.
Right.
I don't know how much this is true, but see a shite ITV show at 4 o'clock on a day off for people. That's going to get the people involved more exposure than every week on the network in front of a bunch of goddamn smarks. It's that simple.
It's one of the things we're going to have to wait to see how it plans out. The ITV one, contract-wise, is a better deal.
Yes.
That is a much better deal.
Which is, we're seeing the results of that with the lineup that WWE announced today.
Yeah, we kind of guessed. So, any more news we'll bring on that. We'll just hit the main points like we said are on SmackDown. Just because we were busy this week, we've got we've got our predictions on Saturday. For Roadblock, so we'll touch the main points. So from Raw, we know New Day, that's they broke the world record. Do they guys deserve it? I don't know. What do you think?
They don't not deserve it. They've done their jobs week in, week out. They've stayed injury free. They've been as entertaining with the material that they've got as they possibly can be. No harm to them. I've certainly nothing against it, and like individually, I think each member, each wrestler is someone that I enjoy watching perform.
They've brought something different. The gimmick's a bit stale now. Performance-wise, you've got your powerhouse, you've got your high flyer, and you've got
your talker.
Because Xavier's kind of like an all-rounder, apart from that power side. But you have got a fair balance in all three, which is good in that sense, and I think that's why a lot of people drew to them as their stable. It's just the gimmick's stale. I think we can all agree on that. It is stale as fuck now. But they've now got they've is it Sheamus and Cesaro again at Roadblock? I
Yes,
think it is. Right.
because they want a tribute to the troops.
That's right, yeah. So we'll talk about the prediction on that. We've got was an Iron Woman, I'm calling it an Iron Woman match.
I'm calling it an Iron Woman because
Aye.
they're no men, and
Nah,
they're
they're
still
no
calling
men.
it Iron Man anyway because they're idiots.
With Sasha and
I
Charlotte,
think it's half an hour again.
Chris Jericho, Seth Rollins, and obviously Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns, where they fucked up the picture with no US title. It got internet like us going. He's dropping the belt. He still has the fucking belt. So we just have to wait and see when we do predictions. SmackDown, Dolph Ziggler's the number one contender for the pay-per-view before Royal Rumble.
Right, whatever it's going to end up being.
I think it might be New Year's Revolution, mate. Might be.
Maybe.
It'd be nice to see that come back as the name. You've got I'm just trying to think what else. Who's the tag contenders? They mentioned because
It's I'm sure it was American Alpha winning that Battle Royal in SmackDown.
that'll be cool.
Oh, aye.
That'll be good. Who's facing? Is it Luke Harper?
Do you know? No, because they're both heels. He had a wee bit on SmackDown with Apollo Crews of all people, but I really don't see them putting him into that match.
I mean, fuck.
He did have a wee bit with Dean. They've been teasing something there.
I wouldn't mind them
Could
wrestling
end up
again.
being that. Oh no, they were quite entertaining together.
We just have to wait and see. The biggest news I would take away from Raw and SmackDown, the biggest out of the two of them, just as we're drawing everything to a close, is Sami Zayn they're kind of listening to the internet crowd.
That was an excellent twist in that.
Yes,
Excellent.
They're listening to the internet crowd. We're pissed. He's moved me to SmackDown, and it's kind of tied me. So I'm really wanting to see where this story goes. But that's really been it. Raw was entertaining. SmackDown was entertaining. They're staying away from segments. They're sticking to more wrestling. It's just today. This was to us. This is a bigger story. The British side. This is meaning a lot for us, especially British wrestling fans. The fact now we've kind of like got a say in the wrestling world, and some of them have stuck to their fucking guns. Where all we've got to do now is wait and see which show prevails. That's all we can wait and do now. But we're back on Saturday with our predictions, and then we'll have. Hopefully, everything's going to be all right for the 2 years.
Oh no, I know. It's just been one of the weeks.
It's been a pure bastardly a week. So, and obviously we'll be back on the Monday with the after show. Tuesday, Wednesday's normal, and that should be us up to the Christmas. Yeah, because there's nothing else, because Christmas falls on Sunday, doesn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, it's a Sunday. It is Sunday, mate. Yeah, because Monday's the 19th. Yeah, it's Sunday. So, you still have us for another week. So, nothing's stopping us anyhow. But, no, today was big for British wrestling. A lot of people think it's brilliant for British wrestling.
Those people are wrong.
You've got to look at the good and bad side to it. There's a lot less good points than there is bad. There's a lot of bad points why this is a really bad thing for British wrestling. But all we can do now is wait and see what ITV is going to do, what type of show they're going to do. If they come out all guns blazing and it's like the crowd can chant, and then you've got what you've got interacting with the characters you've got in British wrestling, they'll win it. They'll pull this off. The fact the way, and the reason I'm going to use this as an example because of this tournament, 205 Live, they fucked it up to the point now, which is
205 Live that was taped this week.
Yeah, but let's look at what happened to 205, and that's the only thing I can put with this British wrestling, mate. That's the only thing, and it's worrying. But all we can do is wait and see. So everybody, as usual, leave us a like, a comment. Fuck it, just sub as well. We know YouTube's broken. Everything. Send us all love. Again, check us out on Facebook at Smacked Up Wrestling Podcast on the Facebook, and check out some of the news Martin broke on it today. Leave us a like and everything on that as well. There will be merchandise coming. We are selling out. We're selling out and buying in. But we just need a good logo. We need a logo. So if anybody listening, if you do graphics, hit us up.
Aye, go for it. Why not?
Hit
Might
us
as well
up.
be a big jizz and bobby.
Yeah, we need a good graphics for t-shirts. Me and Martin need t-shirts. So that's us. That's us for another couple of days anyhow, mate. So I shall catch you on Titanfall maybe, or Destiny.
Possibly, if the internet works.
Yes, if my internet doesn't kick out on me. It's been alright so far, so fingers crossed. So as usual, been listening to Smacked Up Wrestling Podcast. I've been Will.
And I'm really wary of how this whole UK thing's going to go. And I don't like it.
You don't like it. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Cheerio.